know, what is like, it starts from pictures of the feet. So are we, I don't know, taxing all the movies where you see feet? It's basically a censorship through taxes. But I feel like people don't care until it's too late. When I started, it was way more fun in that sense.
Valentina, thank you for being here
Thank you.
again on the Sunday.
Yeah. I work every day. It's the day of the Lord. What a better day.
We are here to discuss something that is not new in Italy, but that is making a lot of noise in your country since some months. The Tassa Etica. What is the Tassa Etica in the first place?
So basically, it is a second income tax. Like you pay taxes one time, like everybody else, and then you have to pay it again twice. So, for instance, usually for the average company, I think it's around 25%. You have to pay another 25. So it's double the taxes compared to everybody else, and apparently violates several principles of Italian tax law. And it is applied in a discriminatory way. Just maybe you want to punish me for what I do. And what is weird is that the law is not clear about what should be taxed and what not. But what it's sure is that the problem is any representation of yeah, and basically anything that is considered immoral. It reminds a lot of the Iranian morality police. And in Italy too, in the past, we had like Italian vice squad that once targeted women for dressing indecently. So it is scary, to be honest. Like if you think about it culturally, it is really scary.
And it's scaring, but it's not new. I mean, it's something that has been voted under Berlusconi's like presidency. So it's very surprising that it's only now that everybody's talking about it.
Yeah, the taxes has existed for 20 over 20 years, but I don't know if before people were talking about it. Just recently, Agenzia delle Entrate is our Italian tax agency started to ask for it. So I don't know. I'm not sure how many people actually paid it, especially on what ground, like how they pay it. They were paying it because they were doing also for, I don't know, any movie or any representation where there's sex. Is weird.
And how do they actually know what to tax? Are they watching your part to decide?
That's the biggest. That's what is scary actually, because it's definitely a way to discriminate people. Like, okay, I don't like you, so I'm gonna double tax you. Like they can randomly apply to decide, okay, you have to pay double taxes. The other person does not, since the law is not clear, is not applied in a clear way. So that is what it's scary. That is the scariest part of it.
It's funny to me that to imagine that you can have tax agents just watching porn all day long to
And
determine.
decide, yeah, because I also, what is like, it starts from pictures of the feet. So are we, I don't know, taxing all the movies where you see feet? It is quite ridiculous. So it is, I feel like it's just a way to discriminate. It's not just a way to discriminate, it's basically a censorship through taxes. That's what it is.
And obviously, you are against the tax. Can you explain to us what is going on right now with you to try to make some noise about it?
We are with Radicali collecting signatures. So if we get enough signatures, then they have to discuss it in parliament and hopefully delete it. But we are also trying through other ways. Me personally, I had the Agenzia delle Entrate, the agency tax agency. They asked me like through the years, for the past 10 years, they've been bothering me in all the way possible. That's typical of Agenzia delle Entrate. Like instead of going after people that don't pay taxes, they try to get as much money as they can from people that actually pay taxes. So I know some mostly girls, they have been asked this tax. So they're trying also to take it to court, and that could also be a way to have these law deleted, or at least, you know, they can decide it cannot be applied like many others. When they made it 20 years ago, there were no production in Italy. There was still censorship though on movies. I feel like they had to go through every movie and decide which type of censorship they had to have. Some movies were completely deleted, like in the 70s, if I think about Last Tango in Paris. Like that movie is by Bertolucci, which is a masterpiece. That movie survived because we had some copies, but they legally decided to burn it. So it was kind of like the Inquisition for movies. It's like, okay, since we're living in this country where we cannot say, okay, you cannot do this. So we're just going to try to make your job so undoable that you're not going to do it anymore. But I feel like people they don't like care until it's too late. We recently had the referendum about justice, and I feel like people went to vote just because they felt it was urgent. So they went to vote. But in general, they don't. Definitely, what is really concerning is the cultural atmosphere about all this. Because we're living the time, like we're seeing in the United States, people are losing their rights. It is scary because if I think about, I don't know, at the beginning of the 20th century, always starts with the censorship, always starts with that, always starts with actions of freedom at the end of the day.
You're not old, but you have a long career already. Do you feel like censorship is stronger nowadays rather than before when you started?
Yeah, definitely. That's also what is funny. Like sometimes I hear people saying, oh, is becoming more this, more that, more extreme, more. When I started, it was way more fun in that sense. And I don't consider myself, I'm not into pain, I'm not into extreme stuff. I consider myself really moderate. I've never done unofficial double, for instance. Like I did it, but it was not real. It was like a one and a half. Like there's so much stuff I wouldn't do because it just doesn't fit me. But it was way more common when I started. And now there's so many things like look at UK, you cannot even do face. Now they want to banish MILFs. They want to banish stepmom. And this is a limit of freedom of expression at the end of the day. So yeah, definitely this censorship is worse now than when I started. Also, if you look back at the original point in the 70s, even in mainstream movies, I feel like there was certain things were wrong, of course. Like society has changed, there's more awareness. I feel like there's more respect towards the minority. That's totally okay. But I feel like we're less free of think out of the box, of show things out of the box. I feel like that's the direction we're going. And I said it is scary. So I'm not worried about the particular case of Italy. I'm worried about, as I said, the general cultural atmosphere. And that's why people should care, because if it becomes something considered normal, then it's gonna spread around, then that's it. We're done.
Well, we can already see, well, you have the USA and Italy, but most of the other European countries too are starting to have their own laws or age verification things. Everything is starting to crumble.
So I get it, that not everything is right at every age. That's why, as I said, I'm not against the idea of age verification itself. The problem is that the way it has been applied till now, it doesn't protect anyone from anything and is just damaging people's privacy.
Perfect. I think we all agree on that. And what is next for on the agenda for the Radicali party and the fight against this law, against this tax?
So besides, as I said, trying to collect the signatures, we are basically trying all the different possible ways, and definitely one of those is fighting the law in court. Like, so if someone asks you, if you paid the ethical tax, you can ask for your money back. That is a way, and take them to court. Or if you get asked and you didn't pay it, like you paid all the other taxes, but you didn't pay that one, then that's another way. But those process take really long time. It's gonna take, I don't know, years.
And I asked what's next on the agenda for Radicali, but what's next on the agenda for Valentina Nappi?
I think I just want to keep going with photography. I love to do more experimental stuff. And of course, what I've been doing, especially right now that we're fighting against Tassa Etica, bring photography into dialogue with other forms of expression and make people also more aware what on it in general.
Because I'm also asking that because, well, as you know, La Cicolina was also with Radicali at one point.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Yeah, she was elected.
my next and last question is: will we see you in politics as well?
I hope not. Like, I love my job. I would love to keep doing my job. But, if we get at the point that I cannot do anymore my job, then I guess I will have to fight to be able to do my job again. And I really hope I don't have to go towards that direction.